Transactional relationships are just a result of being way too rigid and not having enough curiosity, and maybe even a result of not knowing your own wants, needs, desires, and boundaries. And that might be because maybe when you were younger, you had transactional relationships with your parents or caregivers because, like, the only way that you knew how to get love or your needs met by your parents or caregivers was to perform or act a certain way. And because of that, you took that into like your adulthood and you expected other people to have that same like pattern of transactional thinking and relationships. So you keep thinking that if I act this way, then you will give me what I want. And therefore, I should expect the same from you. Like if I want something from you, or you need to get your needs met, I need you to perform a certain way for me in order to be able to even do that, instead of actually being like, okay, how can I be curious about this person, like who they are, what their needs are, and then ask myself, am I capable of being able to fulfill those needs and respect those boundaries? Or do I even want to respect those boundaries and fulfill those needs? And vice versa, is this person that you're trying to get fulfill your needs and wants and boundaries and whatnot, are they willing or even capable of doing that for you? And to add to that rigid mindset and all or nothing thinking is this sense of like everybody in my life needs to fulfill every single one of my needs, wants, and boundaries. Otherwise, I don't want a friendship or a relationship with them whatsoever. So a lot of us end up missing out on friendships, partnerships, flings, relationships because we expect these people to fulfill all of our needs, to check all of our boxes, when that's just not even reasonable to ask. And if you're experiencing resistance to what I'm saying, then ask yourself this question. Would you like to have a friend or a partner or anybody in your life who at all times expected you to show up as this ideal version of yourself, perfection, always checking all of the boxes, always fulfilling all of their needs all of the time, even on your bad days, even when you've had a loss in the family or something has happened to you? You have to show up ideally for them at all times, or then you can't even have a relationship with them. So then why are we doing that to other people? And curiosity is the answer, because then that allows you to be curious about what other people are capable of doing for you, what you're capable of doing for them, when they're able to, when you're able to. You allow space for like human error or for people to show up how they need to, depending on the situation, while also getting curious about what your non-negotiables are and what you will and won't tolerate. And I say all this to kind of reframe the way that you look at building relationships or friendships so that you can open yourself up to experiencing more in this world, to being around people that maybe in the past you would have never expected to be your friends, and opening up to how other people are living and how they view the world and their perceptions, and maybe not agreeing with everything or even wanting to take it the next step, like romantically or whatever. You know, maybe it's not going to be your next best friend, but maybe that's the person you go to the movies with. Maybe that's just somebody that you date for the summer. Like, just open yourself up to the possibility of people showing up as they are, getting to know them, and enjoying that like journey. And then if it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. And if it does, like, you can always change the way that that relationship or that dynamic works as you figure it all out. But allow yourself the space to be curious without having constant expectations or transactional dynamics where everybody's always on edge because they feel like there's constantly this need to keep score of what everybody's doing.